What's up, people? How's it going? Happy. Oh, I'm doing what I used to always do. Forgetting what day it is. It is Tuesday. I actually had to sit and think about that. So happy Tuesday. How's it going, you guys? Woo! Do you know what I just felt? I just felt the feeling of crushing my workout from yesterday. I did chest and triceps, and that made me, hello, Matt Tobe like robe, hello, Lowen Fisher. I can't talk today. Lowen Fisher. One of the things I talked about on my personal blog at kellyalexa.com, plugging myself, I can't help it, is I wrote a post, and it was something that really helped me get into a really good groove with my workouts, and I want to share it with you. It was just a challenge for myself to do what you hate. So if you go just Google kellyalexa.com, do what you hate challenge, I realized that I had it. Wow, it's loud outside. Can you guys hear that? All of a sudden they're like, I don't know, building a house out back or something. But I decided that I recognized my tendency that I love to work shoulders, I love to work biceps, I love to work glutes and legs, but I was always neglecting my chest and triceps, things that I don't like to work out, right? So I did this do what you hate challenge, and I said from now on, and this is gonna tie into this whole tracking your fitness conversation. When I track what I do, what I'm gonna do each week with my workouts, the first things, I mentally like to start my weeks on Monday. So I look at my week as Monday through Sunday. We can all do whatever we want, it doesn't matter. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I had to make sure that I was getting in training, weight training, for the areas that I disliked the most. So for me, it's chest and triceps. I would say calves. I don't like to work my calves, but I got the stuff out of the way. It's kind of like there's a book, I believe by Brian Tracy, called Eat That Frog. When you do what you hate first, then you get to look forward to what you love. Then I'm like, ooh, I get to do back and biceps today. Ooh, I get to do shoulders. Ooh, it's yoga day, whatever. So that was just a little challenge. Look it up. It might help you. But today, in today's Facebook Live post, which is, as I mentioned below, sponsored by our friends at Mr. Owl. Why is it sponsored by our friends at Mr. Owl? We have partnered with Mr. Owl because if you head on over to MrOwl.com, look up my branches, look up FitFluential's branches, that made no sense, although I am kind of FitFluential, you will see that this is simply a great tool. It's a great platform for organizing in a very methodical manner any and all kind of information, documents, photos, links to all kinds of fitness, health, and wellness topics. It's great for bloggers, practitioners, nutritionists, dietitians, people that are constantly being asked for references. Where's that one post you did? Where's that information where I can find out, how to, if it fits your macros and do that approach? Where you shared how you went paleo, where's that article? It's a great way to organize information. And since we at FitFluential, and also me personally, are constantly getting asked about that stuff, when we connected with these guys and understood how this platform worked, I'm like, this is really fantastic. So what we're doing is taking a lot of our content, a lot of content from our dietitians, our practitioners, like chiropractors, doctors, whatever, our FitFluential ambassadors. We're throwing it all over there. It's going to link directly back to the appropriate sites, but it's putting it in a very organized, fashion. So whenever we do these posts here on Facebook, and we'll reference this as well on the FitFluential platforms, sometimes we have additional information for you. When we do podcast interviews on FitFluential Radio, we're going to refer folks over there, and there'll be more information for you. It's just organized really effectively. So that's why today we are having this Facebook Live chat sponsored by Mr. Owl, and we will link that up below. So hello to everybody that has joined. Good to see you. We are really having a super fun time starting to do these Facebook Lives for you. And again, as I referenced in the last 3 or 4 that we have done, I've been hosting these initially, but we are going to start, I believe even as early as next week, having a lot of our FitFluential ambassadors host these shows, because nobody just wants to tune into the Kelly Alexa show every day. I know I'm the gift that keeps on giving, but come on. There's a lot of fantastic people that you can learn from, be inspired from, and just start to get a ton of crazy good tips for your fitness, health, and wellness journey right here on this channel. So we're going to be doing a lot more Facebook Live. Make sure you tune in. Of course, We're always going to say this to you in the comments below. If you have anybody in particular that you think we should have on a Facebook Live show, if you want to volunteer yourself, if you want to try out, we will have forms for that, but make sure you just leave it in the comments. Let us know who you'd like to see. Let us know what topics you want us to cover. We are here to motivate, educate, inspire, and move you, period. Boom. So that's all we have to touch on that. Let me dive right into sometimes my bloopers are just the gift that keeps on giving. One of the books that I read every morning that propelled me to say this has to be our topic today is this book by Ryan Holiday. Actually, he came and spoke at our church. It's called The Daily Stoic, and it really is just, one reading every single day, and I love it. And what he talked about today on May 16th is this, and I'm just going to do a little quote. I've got to get my nerd on. It's a quote from Epictetus, and it says, "If you don't wish to be a hothead, don't feed your habit. Try as a first step." Wait a minute. It's about the chain method. So just bear with me a second. Try as a first step to remain calm and count the days you haven't been angry. I used to be angry every day. Now every other day, then every third or fourth. If you make it as far as 30 days, thank God, for habit is first weakened and then obliterated. So in this case, he was trying to get rid of a bad habit. When you say, I didn't lose my temper today or the next day or for 3 or 4 months, but kept my cool under provocation, you will know that you are in better health. And then he goes on to say, the comedian Jerry Seinfeld once gave a young comic named Brad Isaacs some advice on how to write and create material. Keep a calendar, he told him, and each day that you write jokes, put an X. Soon enough, you get a chain going. Don't break the chain. Okay? Success at that point becomes a matter of momentum. You guys can see my lighting is reflected in my glasses. I think that's kind of cool. Anyway, so here's the deal. I have talked about this, tracking your fitness, how it can be so useful, but can also, frankly, create, as he mentioned there, momentum. Momentum is what keeps you going. Momentum is your motivation. Like we've talked about in probably the last 3 or 4 Facebook Live videos, the number one question I get, the number one question we get at FitFluential is, how do you stay motivated when you're hitting a plateau? How do you stay motivated? I know Matt Tobe, if you're here, you hear that all the time. He's this kick-ass trainer at Orange Theory Fitness. He's amazing. He's all about motivating people, but he gets down sometimes. All of our trainers get down. Everybody needs motivation. For me, what has been ridiculously successful, and I know for so many in our FitFluential ambassador community and our FitFluential community in general, if you want to stay motivated and keep moving forward and have momentum to keep moving you forward, one of the ways that you can do that for yourself is to track your fitness. Now, you want to track your nutrition too, but for me, it has always been helpful, and I'll show you what I've used, and then I'm just going to give you some ideas for stuff that you can use, because you want to find what really works for you ultimately in anything. But tracking what you do is going to motivate you. It's going to help you create a chain, and when you have some kind of a visual of what your chain is, you're going to be less inclined to break it. Whereas if you just keep it, oh, it's all up in my head. I know what I've been doing. I know what I've been eating. Don't kid yourself. That's not going to keep you going. Now, one of the things that, for those of you that have been following me on my blog for a while, you'll know that I have shared this. This is my mojo. This is what I've been doing for years. And it really works for me. I have always bought a calendar. I just buy whatever. Some of them are funny. This one I know I got at Walmart. And I keep a calendar like this up in a place that is easy for me to record my workouts after I do them. So while I plan out my workouts now in advance, I also record I almost hit myself in the face. I also record my workouts when they're done so that I can see the chain that I don't want to break. So for me, this is my system. I hang this up. You're going to see. I'll show you what all of this stuff means, because I like colorful pens. I like Sharpies. It really works. And again, you're going to see, when you see a month like this, so this is 2015, do you see the chain? And I'll show you how these are just my own codes. You guys can make up your own. But when you have a chain, and look at the difference between January 2015, all that activity. By the way, when you see a W, I was really focusing on making sure I got my weight training in every week, as opposed to being the cardio queen, the cardio junkie. So every time there's a W, that means I had a kick-ass weight session. But if you look at January compared to February, you see there's some that I didn't do. I think I was trying to do like HIIT workouts in the morning and then weight training in the evening. There's a lot of them where I was just getting in. See that? There's more weights here, but sometimes I only did cardio. So I was able to go, okay, this is what February is like. Then as I branch into March, I can go, okay, wait a minute. Okay, now here, let's look at March. You know, as I start recording this, and this is hanging in my old house, I hung it in my mudroom, right? So when I came in from the garage, it was in my mudroom. So I always had this, and guess what else? The reason I put it in my mudroom, in my laundry room, is when I got undressed and took off my workout clothes to put them in the wash, I was able to look up here and go, this is a snapshot. This is what my month looks like so far. And you can see, and it becomes a visual. It's that whole idea of a chain, right? Thanks, Ralph Roberts. Thank you so much. But for me, having that visual, sometimes I keep it in my closet right now because I love my new place where I live at this Amley luxury apartments, and I just don't want this calendar out in the middle of my hallway, and my laundry is different. It's not a separate room. It's like off of my hallway. So for me right now, this is right inside my closet. But ultimately what we're talking about here, I have my own key. Again, I put W with a Sharpie anytime I did weights so I could see just at a glance, like, okay, there's something marked there every day. I've done a workout every day. Look at all those weights. Look at all that W. That was my focus. For you, it might be yoga. For you, it might be walking. For you, it might just be starting off and getting activity every day. Trust me, when you start this chain, whatever that looks like for you, and you start having that visual that you can peek at, it really becomes, for everybody I know that has started doing this in some way, it becomes a game. And it becomes something that is fun to track and to see how you can improve. And so that way, let me tell you as well what this does. Why do I have my 2015 calendar? Trust me, for those of you that know, I had a really awful year last year. I got some horrible advice and guidance on some of my health issues, and I didn't really trust myself and listen to my gut. I started seeing a new doctor, and now I'm only listening to him, and I'm seeing great results. But I remember thinking, you know, I was really getting momentum. I was really, you know, I looked back at my Instagram. This is why social media is great too. I'm like, look at my delts there. Look at the results I was getting. What was I doing? That's when I can go back to this. And honestly, when I opened up my stuff that I moved from Chicago to Austin, and I saw this, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I could see what I was doing. What was I focusing on? How often was I doing weight training? What were the programs that I was doing that were getting those results? And guess what? That's going to help me fuel my new calendar for this year, which is from my friend who's also been interviewed by me on the FitFluential radio podcast, Kathy Friedrich, who has some of the best workouts, intermediate to advanced workouts for home. I'm obsessed with her. I'm just gonna put that out there. And I'm gonna tag her in this Facebook Live because she knows. She is the most amazing woman. She has a bajillion workouts, something like $20 a month for streaming. I'm not paid to say that. I'm just obsessed with her, and I guarantee you if you try one of her workouts, you'll be obsessed as well. But she sent me, oh, look, she signed it. See how it says there? Hello, Kelly. We're totally best friends. But this is the calendar that I'm using now, and I'll just show you what you can see. I just started training again. Look at last month. Look at that. Woo-hoo! And what I do, you guys don't have to incorporate it, but this is what I do, and it motivates me because let me tell you, when I first started training again, somebody erroneously told me that because I had adrenal fatigue last year, I should not be training at all. That was incorrect. So when I started training again, I think I started tracking this in March. And at first I started off with like 2 days because I was still kind of listening to somebody. And then I talked to my doctor and I started adding, but you can see it was very still sporadic in March. Look what happened in April. Bam! Look at all of those. You see how I put a star? I rate all of my workouts by up to 5 stars. So if I finished a workout and I'm like, I am spent, I did all I could, I am gonna be sore tomorrow, that's a 5. If it was, wow, I did really great, but I wasn't dying. I wasn't like flat on the floor and able to get up, Snapchatting on the floor for an hour because that's all I can do, that's a 4. If it's a 3, that means I did something, but maybe I really didn't go up in my weights. Maybe I could have, so what my goal is consistency, 4 stars, and doing what I hate first, making sure there's balance. This is going to motivate you. When you track your fitness, it's going to motivate you, and it's going to also provide you with a lot of information that in the future, if you go through a plateau and you are not hitting things and you know you were getting great results last summer, trust me, you will go back to this. Trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. Ask anybody who's successful. They track their fitness. Ask, one of the girls that I met in fitness online really early, you can follow her. I hope she's still on Twitter, and I'll tag her here. It's at Girl With No Name. Her name's Jackie. And she and I connected way back in 2008 on Twitter. And I remember that she had like relentless tracking for everything she ate every single day, all of her workouts. She's like, hold on, let me check 2005 and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, are you kidding me? It works. So you got to find out what method is going to be best for you. But guys and gals, track what you're doing. Track your weights as well. So not only do I do this, which for me is motivation, it's that visual, but then as I forgot the one thing I was going to bring, which would show you, you know what, I'm just going to bring you with me, and you're just going to have to you're going to come in here in my bedroom. It sounded inappropriate, I didn't mean it to, but I realized that I didn't bring my main, this is what I did yesterday. Oh, it matches my top. This is my workout book. So we're just gonna go right back out here, and then I'm gonna show you. So when I work out, see, you get to see how the backstage lighting works. This is how I track my actual workouts and my weights, because trust me, this will motivate you as well, but this is how you can see that you're making progress. So for someone like me who didn't get to work out for 7 months, when I started training again, this is very messy and you probably can't read my handwriting, but so this is my workout for March 26, 2016. You can see that for each movement that I did, I recorded it and I put for each movement, was I at a 5? Was I at a 4.5? Did I need to, see there? That means I need to go up in the weight. And I highlighted it, okay? So this helps me look back on this. And then when I decided to take out Kathy X-Train, chest, back, and shoulders again, and I realized that in March of last year, the weight I was lifting for the 1-arm rotational row was 25 pounds. Probably the next time I did it, which was the first time, I'm only gonna try that with 20 pounds or maybe 17.5. I'm gonna record how I felt. And then it's really cool because I can watch myself get back to the weight I was and then keep going. So again, do you guys see how tracking your fitness is going to distract you from feeling how tight your pants might feel, focusing on the wrong things. It's going to distract you from spending so much time in the mirror, picking yourself apart, or looking at what you weigh and going, oh, I still haven't lost any weight. Focus on where you are making progress. Focus on the chain that you're not breaking. Focus on how much better you're getting every single day, because this will wow you. And as I mentioned before, both this visual tracking and then this where you're actually recording what weight you lifted, how long you were able to do that hot yoga session, whatever it is, how fast you were able to run. Maybe you have a great heart rate monitor, right? We love Polar. That's one of the brands that we work with. And maybe you realize that you increased your pace by, you went from 5 miles an hour to 5.5. For me, that's about getting up to my max. For most of our runners in FitFluential, that's their warm up. But run your own race, people. This will serve as an amazing reference. If you are a mom and you've just had a baby, you're gonna look back on your reference and be able to say, okay, what did I do? Maybe this is your second baby. You look back at what you did. How soon did you get back to working out? How fast? It's also gonna enable you to give yourself a break, right? It's going to enable you to say, okay, wait a second. When I had my first baby, it took me 6 weeks before I could do this or that or the other. So it's just another way to give yourself a break. I think you guys are getting the point. I would love to hear from you in the comments below. If you're watching this live, say it now. If you're watching this on the replay later on, let us know what you do to track your fitness. Or if maybe you're watching this and you've never tracked your fitness and you're realizing like, wow, I have no idea what worked for me in the past. I wish I did. Are you gonna start? And then lastly, I just wanna show you, considering I shared some ideas, both from a calendar perspective, and then this is actually a notebook I got quite a while ago when I was working with Lenovo. So it says Lenovo on it. There's all kinds of fun notebooks you can buy now, and I'm going to share just a couple of my favorites, because get yourself some fun notebooks. I mean, that's what's really cool. Oh, I just found something I've been looking for that I left on the plane. This is just one. I mean, I'm a girl. I'm a girly girl, so I like fun notebooks that are pink and have shiny things on them. If you're a dude, you probably want something with a girl in a bikini on it or something like that. So whatever works for you, whatever's going to motivate you. I get a lot of these at just like TJ Maxx and Marshalls. I got this at Marshalls for $5. So there's notebooks like this. I did originally start with old school notebooks. These are kind of boring. Of course, the FitFluential bumper sticker is not boring. And if you guys would like one, please leave that in the comments below. I think we're going to start selling that because a lot of people have been asking for that for their cars. And yes, we will have hats as well. This is a company that I really love. And as you can see, they can customize notebooks for you with your name on it. And look, here's a ruler. I'm not quite sure what that's for, but this is a company called Erin Condren Designs. We will link up to that below. These guys are fantastic, and they have all kinds of customized stuff specifically for fitness, also for nutrition and diet and meal planning. But then this one's just more plain. But again, you can customize it for yourself with the sayings and the colors on the front. It's really, really cool. This is another one of theirs. So they also have notebooks that are just like this. What's this? Color coded. Think less, live more. Love it. I just am completely obsessed with them. This is a notebook that we got when we were out at Under Armour, and I still have it. So it's just simple, but you know, again, do what works for you. You can get any number of notebooks. There's somebody else. I think I was in Staples recently, and they had some really cool tracking notebooks, but there's all kinds. And again, we'll link those up below. Ultimately, here's the deal. If you are frustrated, if you're just starting your fitness journey, please commit to giving yourself this visual chain, this visual motivation every day. It's not that it's punishment that you're tracking things. This is a way to reward yourself, to see your progress, because trust me, if all you do is every day go in and look at the scale, you're kind of going into that scale with a bad attitude, right? Most of us get on the scale, we're like, I hope I don't see anything bad. I hope I haven't gained weight. The scale, it's almost like, not that you shouldn't be weighing yourself, but it's almost like you're setting yourself up for a disaster, because if you don't weigh yourself every single day, and even that can be unhealthy, you're not aware of how much your body can vary with water weight and retention in one day. So say you weigh on a day that you had a lot of salty foods the day before. You might not realize that the scale is showing you something, and you really might be 2 pounds down. So don't rely on just one. It is so encouraging. And people, again, I was on the bench for 7 months. For me to be able to get back into working out and record my first workouts, I'm going to share with you. My first workout started here, March 23rd, when I started tracking. And you see how I put these like little keys? I said, I have to give myself credit and remind myself that I'm just starting again, and to give myself a break. So I said, I'm gonna put a Sharpie and mark my first 30 workouts back at it. Well, guess what? I am on number 20, yesterday was number 25. So I'm only 25 days back into my full regular rotation, and I have made strength improvements in 25 days. There's a couple workouts that I've done more than once, and when I did it in the beginning, that first week, I could only do 75% of the reps, and I recorded that. But you know what? It was hard for me. So that was a challenge. And now I'm able to go back and do that same one, and I Snapchatted it. Of course I Snapchatted it. And I was able to go back and not only do the whole thing, but increase my weights. Guys, that's your motivation. Not only is it not breaking the chain and being able to see like, hello, look at April. I can't let May be anything less. It's only got to be better. Actually, when I was in Chicago, I did miss 2 days, so that has to be made up. But when I miss, I use that as motivation, right? I use that as motivation to take things up a notch. So this is going to change things for you. I promise. It's a huge, huge, huge help for me. It helps me stay motivated. It helps me keep going. It helps distract me from focusing only on the stuff that potentially could get me down. And you need to be able to have Someone's outside yelling. Several things that are going to motivate you. Trust me. Do you hear that? Maybe I can hear you. Maybe she doesn't understand that I'm doing a very important Facebook Live. I need to learn to shut my door when I do this. So it was really great seeing you guys today. We are going to, like I said, be doing these Facebook Lives all the time now. We've got a lot of great topics coming up. A lot of our FitFluential ambassadors, they're going to be addressing things like running, like how to start running, how to weight loss, transformation, mental mindset, meditation, yoga, you name it, nutrition, food, cooking demos. I mean, just wait till you see Miss Lauren, and I don't know if she's watching right now, but every time I look at her Instagram, I'm like, are you serious? Like she took the Butcher Box stuff that was delivered to us. P.S. Check out Butcher Box below. I'm just saying, grass-fed beef and steaks delivered to your door. They are a client, so I have to put that out there too. But she got her Butcher Box, and I just put mine on the grill, right? I just made steaks with garlic salt and whatever, fly. Lauren is like Martha Stewart. And when you see what this woman creates, I am so, if I don't have a recipe, it doesn't happen. But if Lauren gets something, she's just like Martha Jr. So we're gonna convince her to get on the show and show you guys how she meal preps like a boss, cooks like a boss, and all with like a little baby tied behind her back. I didn't mean that really tied behind her back, you know what I mean? So we want to hear again from you guys what you like, what you want to hear, what you want to learn. Feel free to write to us, comment below. We will see you next time. And again, please remember to head on over to MrOwl.com. Check out the FitFluential branches. Check out my branches. I have links to a lot of the stuff like these fun hats, these cute camo. See that? Woo! My Nike shoes. Everything that you guys asked me about, we'll make sure on my page they're called Shopportunities because I like to shop. On FitFluential, you're going to see everything organized by food, by yoga, by nutrition, by topic. There's all of the links to our FitFluential podcast, our guests, additional information on the guests, on the topics. It's really, really cool. So I hope you will head on over there, grab our branches, like our branches, follow, start your own. Tell us when you do that because we'll make sure we follow you back and grab your branches. And we will see you guys tomorrow. That's all there is to it. Make it a great day. I hate people that say that. It sounded kind of realtor-ish. I'm sorry. And that's nothing against realtors, but it's kind of like, make it a great day. So have a great day. How about that? I will see you guys tomorrow.